Hi, everybody. Thank you for subscribing. And if you just happen to scroll and find me and you like my videos, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and help me out so that we can keep doing this. Look, we know that MAGA are hypocrites. We know that they're crooks and liars. We know that they excuse Trump for just about everything. So it's a little bit interesting that some of the worst offenders from MAGA are starting to make some noise about Trump accepting this jet from the Saudis. It's a 747-8 jumbo jet, and it's like gold plated everything, just tacky as all get out. And it's been gifted to him. Okay, it has been gifted to him, um, and he gets to keep it. He gets to use it as Air Force One. It's worth $400 million as the Boeing jet, but obviously has then since been outfitted by people who are not our friends. And I think it's safe to say there's all kinds of spy equipment in there, surveillance equipment. There's no way in hell this is safe or smart, and Trump doesn't care. And I think the Supreme Court. I mean, this is Trump basically thumbing his nose at everybody who's given him a pass. The Supreme Court, you know, are now, obviously thinking, okay, he's now running roughshod over this, over our rulings that were designed to help him. Anybody that thinks that, well, he'll learn his lesson, it doesn't happen that way. You give this crook, this con man, this evil man an inch, and he will take a mile. Trump has done this his entire life. There isn't anything about him or his business dealings that's been honest. He's a failed businessman. He's not good at it. It's why he's a poor president, too. He cannot get anything done without lying, cheating, stealing, conning people. And the Supreme Court basically gave him permission to do so. The MAGA right wing, as long as they got what they wanted, the evangelicals and people with their own agendas, they really didn't care about the other stuff. It's almost like this wink and a nudge here, like, okay, you give us what we want with our conservative judges so we can get rid of abortion. We can let everybody have guns. We can do homeschooling. We can keep people stupid. We want women to have as many babies as possible and not get educated and not work. And on and on and on it goes. The white supremacy. He's giving them all of that as long as they understand, well, he gets to do his thing, which is to rape and pillage. And that's exactly what he's doing. So here's something that big MAGA weirdo chick, very close to Trump, some have suggested very close. Here's what here's what she's tweeted. She says, I love President Trump. I would take a bullet for him, but I have to call a spade a spade. We cannot accept a $400 million gift from jihadists in suits. The Qataris fund the same Iranian proxies in Hamas and Hezbollah who have murdered U.S. service members, the same proxies that have worked for the Mexican cartels to get jihadists across our borders. This is really going to be such a stain on the administration if this is true. And I say that as someone who would take a bullet for Trump, I am so disappointed. Remember, these people were just beside themselves when Hunter Biden was selling paintings. Hunter Biden is not, he was not a member of the administration. He had no official job. It could not have been a bribe in any way, shape, or form. But what Trump is getting is clearly a bribe. And others have argued that, well, since he gets to, he's just going to use it as a gift and it saves Americans money. And then they're claiming that afterwards it'll go to like the presidential library or something. No, it's for his personal use. Gifts are supposed to be go to the National Archives. Remember when Hillary was not allowed to keep a $450 necklace from Bangladesh? Okay, this is how it is. So when Qatar, I guess that's how you pronounce the country, when they start gifting these things, and they're not our friends, they are enemies, and there's no concern about security, let alone protocol or legality or how it looks or how Americans are going to feel about it. The fact that Trump doesn't even care how the MAGA right wing feels about it is telling. He intends to stay in office or just give the people, I mean, he's open for bribes. The way you get what you want with Trump is to bribe him. Keep him out of prison. That's what Putin and Elon Musk did. Then give Elon Musk this Doge position and give him, carte blanche authority, even though the president was not allowed to give him that authority. Just let him go in and start dismantling agencies that are investigating his businesses. And once Elon Musk is able to get that done, he exits the stage. Trump doesn't care. Trump does not care. He's barely on top of details. He's here in office to become an oligarch, to make as much money as possible. That's the only thing he's about. And he really doesn't care what the people he puts in place are doing. He doesn't care about pandemics and measles. He's just letting other people have agendas. Okay? As long as you pay him, you'll get what you need. He doesn't care about America. He doesn't care about the MAGA idiots who voted for him. He sets up these tariffs so that then people bribe him for exemptions. That's all it is. You must bribe him. He wants to stay out of prison. And Putin and Elon Musk, and his corrupt Supreme Court ensured that. And now he's doing what he's always done, only now he's doing it with our money and our treasury and our country and our laws. We have allowed this monster to simply have access to everything. We just opened up our bank accounts to him. That's what this amounts to. So right now, he's running rampant. It's only been a few months. We don't have any way to rein him in. The Supreme Court could, I suppose. Trump also doesn't care I don't even think Trump cares if Republicans do well in the midterms. He just doesn't care. Means nothing to him. He stays out of prison. He's getting wealthy beyond his wildest dreams. Remember, he was always a fake billionaire. Always a fake billionaire. Now, because he can lie, cheat, and steal openly, he's a real billionaire. And that's really all this monster ever wanted. So this Qatari golden jet, jumbo jet, that's going to have access to every conversation, all the secrets. Trump doesn't care about that. He stole our documents and gave them and sold them. We know that. And we let him do it. Merrick Garland let him do it. And I will remind you, just so you understand how bad Merrick Garland is. I always thought, is he timid? Is he incompetent? I think he would have had to have been corrupt or had been threatened, because the documents case was so cut and dry. It's just unbelievable. Well, so was January 6th. A lot of it was. So were the 10 counts of obstruction of justice in the Mueller report. And we let this happen. We let this happen. So when people look at the history of the Trump era, Democrats let this happen. I mean, Republicans obviously didn't. It's Mitch McConnell, it's Susan Collins, it's all of them. They did this, but Democrats did not stand in their way. I think we were deer caught in the headlights. We didn't believe this could really happen. Nobody wanted to step too far out of line. They thought voters would take care of it. Well, we did. But when you're cheating, as Trump has done, and we know it, and we don't go for recounts, we kind of let this happen, didn't we? So it's hard to fathom how it gets much worse, but we're only a few months into this administration. It's going to get much worse. Now that you know that even Laura Loomer, who can get people fired in the Trump administration, but see, this is different. Trump didn't care about those people. He cares about loyalty just to protect him so that he can continue committing these crimes and stealing and taking down this country. So I don't know how we stop this. I don't think there's a way to stop this. Unless the Supreme Court starts doing their real job, maybe some of these arch right-wing MAGA conservatives are going to be so insulted by this. I hear Mark Levin is making some noises about it, without naming Trump directly. But it's kind of hard to overlook this one. He pushes the envelope. But here's the thing. He doesn't care what they say about him. Because at this point, what's going to happen to him? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And he knows it. He's a freight train out of control. But it is we who let it happen. We let this happen. Nobody wanted to do the hard thing, and we let this happen. We just thought he was some sort of a buffoon. And I'm going to quote something that my friend Cliff Schechter said on my most recent podcast over on Patreon, because we were talking about people not understanding the real danger of Trump. We're still surprised a decade into this monster, and we still are surprised at how far he's willing to go. And as Cliff noted, the murderous dictators, the most evil men on the planet in history, were buffoons. And the same thing happened. People thought that they were just clowns and therefore they could be controlled or they'd be harmless. Idi Amin, Hitler, Mussolini, Pinochet. And Cliff made some excellent points. You know, the far right, they thought that they could control Hitler because he was such a buffoon. And we are doing the exact same thing. I'm all for making fun of Trump because he is a clown and he's a cartoon character, but do not ever forget how evil he is. How evil he is. Because I still think that we act a little bit too surprised. So we know the Saudis were able to bribe him with the golf course situation. We know that this obscene gold jumbo jet that Qataris gave him, they'd have a problem. What are we going to do about it? Talk about it? I mean, I don't have the answers, but the only thing I can do is I guess influence everyone to understand there is no such thing as hyperbole or overreaction when it comes to Donald Trump. So when people start saying, oh, you've got TDS, you know what? Those are such 2016 talking points. Hold these people accountable. Hold these people accountable. But I will say this. I'd like to see, this idea that I came up with the other day where I said the DNC needs to make sure that questions, actual emails and letters sent to Republican elected officials, Republicans in Congress, House and Senate, asking them directly if they support this, if they intend to do anything on a number of issues, get them on the record now and hold their feet to the fire. And if they equivocate or dance around or don't answer, get them on that too. But you need to start building those files now so that when you have a Democratic nominee to run against them in Congress, you have a ready file that they can use. Don't make them wait till election season to do it. Don't make them do it on their own. You can do this now. And I think that, because the press isn't going to do it, but I'd like to see every Republican in Congress be asked directly from a constituent their position. See, they have to write you back with an email or a letter. That's how it goes. And if they don't, you nail them on that too. But this gold jumbo jet that Trump gets to keep when he leaves office is very problematic. I don't have an answer.